Hi, I'm Annie. Welcome back to the studio. Today I want to share with you some of my top 10 decorative threads and fibers that I go to embellish some of my artwork. And number 10 is a lovely yarn. It's a knitting yarn that has big slubs in it, lots of mohair, so lots of texture. And I love the colors. They're very subdued, very natural, very earthy. So they go into pieces like nests to look just like little bits of threads that birds would pick up and drop into their nest. So that's number 10. Number 9 is some gimp. This is the gimp, and I dipped it in dye, so you can have it as vibrant or as not vibrant as you want. And when you unravel it, you get a single thread with little dots of fibers left on here. So this one I use for outlining. I use this in my Fossil and Feather series for doing some circles and outlining and shapes and things. So couching it onto my artwork. That's what I did with that one. And next up, number 8. Here's one of my favorite things to go to. It's mulberry thread. And instead of just making mulberry paper, the Koreans make this mulberry yarn. It's dipped in a hydrangea or a fluid that's come from hydrangea plants, and it makes it sticky, and then when it dries it's stiff. So I really like that because it has a little bit of form to it, and if I dip it in water again, it'll dry in a shape. So this is how I use it in my nests, and I love that, and it's very natural looking. It's really nice to work with. You can't stitch with it, it does break easily, but you can fashion with it. You can couch with it, and you can fashion it around objects and have it stay there. So I love this one. Number 7 is the mulberry yarn that's dyed. And you can get some beautiful colors. These I like, they're very soft, and again I've been using them in my natural nest pieces because they're not too colorful and they'll still look natural in the nests. Number 6, eyelash wool. I love eyelash wool. And here I found a piece it's got lots of interesting colors, very vibrant orange and some turquoises, and so it can make a piece sing if it's looking a little bit dull. I've been using this again in some of the nests when I want them to look a little bit more contrived, not as a natural found nest, but something a little bit brighter that you may want to look at it as if a magpie has stolen a little bit of a jewel and popped it into his nest. And number 5, again some eyelash wool. This one I really like because the texture is closer together, so there's a lot more texture when I'm using it. I like to use this for couching or for using with my embellisher, because a lot of the little threads will still stand up there, so I get lots of texture. And the colors I really like, they're sort of pearlized, they shimmer, and but still subdued, so I really like that. They can work in the natural or in sort of earthy seashore tones, things like that. And number 4, another eyelash wool. This is, you can see how eyelash wool is made by just looking at this. It's two layers of the string, of the yarn, with a little bit of thread in between, and then it's cut, and you get the 2 separate pieces. But here you've got it uncut, and I really like that. It looks like a little ladder, and I often use this for hand embroidery on my art pieces, just to give it a little bit of a zing in color. These colors are just gorgeous. Number 3, I tend to group yarns together, twist them together, and this is one of my favorites, an eyelash yarn, and then a yarn that's got some little bubbles of they're almost like cotton wool, puffs of cotton wool, but look at the colors. I mean, together they look great. And even if you just throw it down on the table here, it's like a nest. I mean, on its own, the artwork's almost done for you. But again, using that with the embellisher, I get lots of texture still sitting up on the top, lots of color, but I can embed it into my piece. I just love that. Number 2, this is a gift that somebody brought back from traveling, and it's old saris, silk saris, that have been shredded and then spun back together to make yarn, and you can see the texture and you can see the vibrancy of the silk. all the colors there, all the colors of a rainbow. And I use this for embellishing, for couching, threading into my nests where I want some color and some shimmer. And number one, my favorite, silk ribbon. Silk ribbon is just so nice to work with. You can couch with it, you can hand embroider with it, you can embellish with it. I thread it into my nests. You can buy it blank and dye it yourself. It's just gorgeous, it just shimmers. Thanks for listening to my top 10 yarns, my go-to yarns. I'd like to know what yours are. If you could get in touch with me, I'd love to hear what you like to use. And stay tuned for some more episodes coming up.